Whoa. Let's just swing that microphone right into my grill. Uh, we are nearly recording blind right now. Uh, wow, whoa, lot of echo. Okay, everybody, Happy New Year, 2018 represent. This is Dream Warriors, episode 61. Let me just verify, are we in 61? We are in episode 61, which is, yeah, I think every episode of Dream Warriors is a milestone. We're just going to rock and roll, hit that music. Talking about Bright today, Bright with Will Smith, and it's on Netflix. It's a Netflix exclusive because we love Netflix here at Dream Warriors. So let's just do this. We were born to do it. Early in the morning. We're within the new year, January 3rd, 2018. Timestamp 7:58 a.m. Hanging out with you right now, drinking Mango Loco, uh, by Monster Energy. This is Juice Monster Energy Juice, or yeah, and actually if you come across these, look, I am a serial, probably like to some degree problematic window shopper. It does help soothe me. It helps get me focused when I window shop, especially living in the city. And the point I'm getting at, the reason why I went on this little quick tangent, is that when I window shop, it's just a flood and a flow of ideas and just nonstop stimulation. I'm a picture taker. I never post. I hardly post as much as I should. I don't post what I take pictures of, but a lot of the things I document are designs, angles, like color combinations, and I love going through my pictures on my phone, on my desktop, or through my Google Cloud. It is a therapeutic process for me. So this Monster Energy has, again, the name gets so many plus points, but it's Mango Loco, and it's like a Day of the Dead theme. So it has all of those skulls with those awesome, like swirly eyes and like almost like flower relief. Um, I would say like ornamental wallpaper as the texture for the skulls, and it's really cool. The dominant colors for this are sky blue or electric blue and yellow or orange. I would say it's a yellow orange, but it's a hell of a design. It's a hell of a can. Maybe if you follow me on AKAPAD 13 today, I'll post something on my IG story about this because it just blows me away. But yeah, so we're talking Bright. We could be talking New Year's resolutions. We could be talking about 2018. We could be talking about the future of Dream Warriors. Uh, should I touch on some of that stuff? I don't know. Dream Warrior updates. It's simple. Everyone that was supporting the show as a contributor is non-existent. They're just not here. It's look, when the end of the year gears up, really starting in October. It's Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. We relatively have four major holidays in a series of 3 months. Each holiday, like, and some people too have birthdays within that 3 month stretch, because we're almost dealing with like a quarter of the entire year, and it becomes like a super busy time for everybody. And I don't say a lot of people, I say everybody. If you're not busy during that time, make friends and get busy by this time next year. But yeah, so speaking on that, and Dream Warrior contributors, yeah, so a lot of it has dried up. So there's a couple convergence points here. One of them being that I have added more administration and record keeping within the chain or the pipeline of episode production. So contributors need to be somewhat interactive in Google Docs, because that's all I use to drum up ideas for shows, to fill in your ideas for what your position is, or how like, not what you would want to speak about, but how you want to talk about it, and kind of set up like a pre-interview type structure. So I could go through it and, be a little bit more effective when I'm sitting down with someone. And so that's one. So we have that. Nobody wants to do that because it's work. And who wants to build something that can go to the stars and work for it? Who would want to do that? Who would want to try and build something where you relatively sit down all day and you do things geek related all freaking day? Who would want to build something like that and put the work into it? I really don't know. But yeah, so maybe of that, the one person willing to cut off his own head and make that sacrifice and endlessly bleed and hurt. And again, sacrifice is talking to you. So the admin work scares people away, but it is now necessary, because this goes into point number two. Point number two is Dream Warriors has evolved into what I like to say, like a geek first, not newsworthy stuff. Hardly anything coming out of anything movie, comic book, streaming related is newsworthy. Period. No. This is we're somewhat spin here. We're spin and we're digging for insight. And this is part of the sketch, the characteristic of the Dream Warriors podcast, and what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get into the meat and into the marrow of what is happening. And we'll get into this with Bright, but what is happening within the criticism, the reaction, even the quality of some of these movies, comics, TV shows, and so on. And the reason why I view this as more important now than anything is because we have seen a collapse of film criticism, and because we've seen a collapse of film criticism, that has directly contributed to a crack in the box office. So everything attacking Hollywood now, including sex scandals, is just ripping apart the Hollywood process. The institutional knowledge is fading. We're getting something different now. So Dream Warriors doesn't want it, but wants to comment on it. We comment on that first, and Bright falls right into that category, which is why we're talking about it. And I would say maybe the third. The third would be commitment. I love everyone. I really do. I love everyone that helped get momentum for Dream Warriors, that sat down with me. And, I look back already to a lot of those episodes, and a lot of them are, holy crap. They are, like a lot of it was almost like therapy for me, and to work out my angst and my fear of even doing a show like this. I say it all the time. It's not easy. Why would you want to do it? You're crazy to continue. But I now view this as a mission. So Dream Warriors somewhat developing a flag, I'll say, is definitely something I wanted to do early. It took way longer, but being able to have an editorial perspective and a definition to what Dream Warriors is still being pursued, but we are closer now than ever. So I don't know, this is a little bit of a call out too. Look, I want to sit down, I want to talk to experts. The more local within Philly, the better. I only say this because this is a town I live in. This is a town I love. This is a town probably not moving out of. But I want to know. I want to know what my locals, what they feel, what they think. Am I being too frivolous in some of my opinions or my positions. I need pushback. So local expert pushback within Philly, shout out. DM me, slide into my DMs. So yeah, so that's a little bit of a Dream Warrior update. To touch on Thor Ragnarok and Star Wars Last Jedi, yeah, I had to gloss over those. Way too much activity on both of them. I will eventually do a Last Jedi conversation. I did want to talk to Mark about it. And hey, look, for lack of effort too, I've tried so hard to keep our contributors contributing with patience, with somewhat dickhead level text messages. Not really dickhead. I would say it's just more or less laughably obnoxious, challenging text messages to motivate people. But it's tough. Motivating people has got to be one of the hardest things to do. So yeah, commenting on Bright, last year's Super Bowl, the great Super Bowl 51, which was the Patriots defeating the Atlanta Falcons in the first overtime Super Bowl, the greatest comeback Super Bowl, maybe the greatest comeback NFL game in history. Just because of the stakes and the magnified moments within the mid-third to fourth quarter of that game. It's impossible to replicate that. Extreme weather conditions, extreme playoff-driven weather conditions, and other magnifying NFL events, yes, those can be recreated, even error versus error. But yeah, so Bright Rain, Netflix made a big bet, had a Super Bowl commercial with Bright, and they were mostly pushing it as cop fantasy, and I just remember imagery of a sword. I didn't have the heart to look up that Super Bowl commercial so I can comment on it, only because some of it too is like impressions. We want to know how things are remembered. So Bright was laying it down, well over like almost a whole year ago, and Netflix was making a bet. Will Smith, David Ayer, who is the director. He's also a magnificent writer, but he has cop procedure, cop drama, Southern Los Angeles culture down. He obviously clearly has a love for it, and has extended that love into multiple movies. You can maybe argue this is like a trilogy he's involved in with Training Day, End of Watch, and Bright. And look, there even Suicide Squad sprinkled in there. But David Ayer he might be one of the greatest of all time. I would say he is one of the greatest of all time writer directors. Someone who came up through screenwriting and later graduated towards the Dallas is here. Into directing. He's Dallas. What are you doing, buddy? Dallas is not used to me being around here this early. I'm usually out of here. But yeah, Dal, can you move? He might have just came for a couple pets. So we'll give Dallas a few pets here. Yeah, do you follow Dallas? You out there? Do you follow Dallas on social media, on the Instagram? Because his account is DiamondDallasCat. And he has roughly 100 followers. Can we get my cat some more followers? I thought the internet was supposed to blow up cats, but he's I've been bad. I have not been not assisting Dallas in updates at all. So so Bright is probably the most anticipated Netflix movie ever to be released. It is the one of many coming up now. I view Netflix, having this as your I view this so similar to when DreamWorks, SKG, Spielberg, Katzenberg, Griffin. Oh my God, totally losing my mind there. So I remember when DreamWorks was a studio that came up in the late '90s, or like no, I'm sorry, mid '90s. I think it was '95 or '96. And for me, it was like a magnifying moment because it was like Steven Spielberg's film company, not Amblin Entertainment, which was a production house within a studio. Cause we see like that logo's in front of so many movies that it's the ET silhouette logo. If you've seen it, you definitely recollect. But yeah, so when Dream, when oh my God, I'm just losing. Dallas is just distracting me. Dallas, what are you doing? I'm so sorry about that. Dallas was he just wanted morning pets. He wanted some morning attention. What he commonly does, he will sit within the window and bake in the sun and just decide that is enough. And I don't know. I guess he seeks a stimulation from another source as soon as possible. And it's he's a little bit more antsy around the winter time here in Philly because you can kind of notice in his behavior that he does not have birds to watch. So he's not constantly triggered by looking out these giant windows of mine. So he does see he needs a little bit of energy or rush that he will get from the birds, and I'm the only one here most of the time. So he seeks that from me. But yeah, so DreamWorks was just like a huge thing because up until that point, Steven Spielberg was the greatest filmmaker ever, no question. He was one of the the children of the blockbuster era, and so when like when DreamWorks emerged, it's like oh my God, and the movie that they kind of launched with is Peacemaker, with George Clooney and Nicole Kidman, and that was directed by not Adrian Lima. That was directed by oh my God, I have to look this up real quick because. And Peacemaker is it's still a movie I like. I mean, I watch that movie whenever like it comes on anything, I will watch it. That's in '97. So, and Mimi Leader, who directed the Deep Impact, and again overlooked female director. But yeah, so and it was like it's relatively it's a so-so movie. It's a so-so like military political thriller chase movie. But George Clooney is great in it. There's this one scene I always reference where he's taping up this guy, and Nicole, like he's duct taping him, and Nicole Kidman's like, "Is this your plan?" Like, and he's ripping the tape, and he goes, "This is my plan," and it's just like the George Clooney delivery, George Clooney as George Clooney. But yeah, so it's a so-so movie that later got eclipsed by one of the greatest Academy Award runs in modern history. Maybe like the last and the final of the Academy Award golden era. And Dream, like Spielberg and crew. I don't want like I don't know enough about. Maybe I should research this like heavily, just so I can be a little bit more versed on it. But the DreamWorks run, and I don't know how much direct involvement Spielberg had, but the DreamWorks run and the Oscar run that they've had, the quality of the movies that lost, the movies that won, American Beauty being one of them, Gladiator, Saving Private Ryan, lost to Shakespeare in Love for Best Picture. But it's really kind of them versus Miramax and the Miramax Oscar campaigns, which are now legendary. But it was like one of those two, and they were battling every single year for a good 5-6 years. But it was a golden era. So, but it started with Peacemaker. Ugh. Okay. Bright is just like that. For a big launch for Netflix. Netflix has released other movies, yes. But this is this is them putting their hat into a bigger ring, a Hollywood ring, so to speak. And I compared the two. I compared the two with intent. I compared the two with subject matter. I compared the two with star power. So, like, how do we rate? Like, how do we discuss a movie like Bright? The plot, plot written by, conceived by Max Landis, who is the most prolific, idea-driven screenwriter today. Part genius, part crazy madman. I never met him, but I know he's crazy. I know Max is like the type of guy I could probably go all night with. Most of that night would be me babysitting him and dragging him around, but let's be honest, those are fun nights also. But yeah, but he's definitely a generator. Max Landis came up through YouTube. I'm not sure like if he had traction prior to YouTube, but he's a guy that was, that wrote Chronicle, and from Chronicle on, he's been ascending. So, like some of Max Landis's bio, I had some of it up here, like just a touch, like we're just reviewing Wikipedia. Yeah, so as writer, it's Chronicle, Me, Him, Her, 2015, Chronicles 2012. Me, Him, Her, he wrote and directed. I could not finish watching that movie. American Ultra, Victor Frankenstein, Mr. Right, 2016. No idea about that movie. No idea. And then we had Brightwood, 2017. So he's also been like, I'm pretty sure he's contributed to the Power Rangers movie, which collectively is a, like, if you were just do a 1-to-1 comparison, just like right down the line. Dallas, he's just jumping all over the place. He's so rowdy right now. Now, hold up. I need some Mango Loco. This is a completely butchered, wrecked episode because I have zero notes. But I'm just trying to get into the flow into the new year. And also, if you follow me on Instagram, AKAPAD13, and on any of social media, but I put out schedules now that will detail what is happening in the next 5 to 6 days of what's getting released and where. This is everything between YouTube and this. So, and I'm pre-programming the topics for Dream Warriors. Never done this before. So, the next episode 62, is going to be Valerian, which kind of also continues a similar a theme that somewhat started with Ghost in the Shell. But yeah, so Max Landis, made a couple of YouTube videos. One of them was the life and death of Superman, or the death and return of Superman versus Doomsday, the highest selling comic book of all time. Basically where DC just made a bet, wanted to compete with Image Comics and the Marvel boom at the time, and they killed Superman and broke Batman's back and slaughtered all the Green Lanterns. And they just went on this run where they were just turning their icons upside down. One woman basically became a leather-clad, midriff wearing like stripper in like one of her storylines. But it wasn't a stripper. She was dressed as a stripper. But yeah, so he did this video with a lot of his like Hollywood friends that like all kind of participated, and it's a hell of a video. So that put him like on the map post Chronicle, and he also did this video on like why wrestling is fake, and that supposedly led to him being a consultant for a stretch for WWE, WWF. But yeah, so, and he's put out these other videos where he goes through like storylines, and like I think he was potentially the originator, which is I think one of the greatest ideas for James Bond ever, that James Bond is a code name. And I think they may have they used that. They may have they cherry picked that for the current James Bond movies. I forget, but James Bond is a code name. So all of these movies, going back to Sean Connery, George Lazenby, Roger Moore, Timothy Dalton, like they're all it's all one continuous continuity / universe. It's an amazing concept. And then he also did this one video where it's like almost like the origin of Captain Hook as a British sales spy, and just the way how he tells it, you can envision him in pitch meetings, getting it done. He might be one of the best pitch people to hit social media ever, but he is a virtual pitch expert, and if you follow him on Twitter, minus some of the politics stuff, he does offer incredible advice on Twitter and Insight, and he's worth following. Pretty sure it's Max Landis is his handle. Yeah, so Max Landis is the script. He's credited as screenwriter. I'm pretty sure he's already on record of saying like a lot got changed. He says that about every movie. He always forwards the concept that scripts are blueprints for movies. They are not the movie. I 100% agree with this take. It's very much obvious when you watch movies that we're seeing what the director is doing with production ideas, thoughts, concepts, actors, special effects, studio, producers, so on and so forth. Okay, and it's sometimes we do get a script to screen, Quentin Tarantino type stuff. Paul Thomas Anderson, Nicholas Winding Refn. I think Nicholas Winding Refn is more of a note card script writer. Like everything is on note cards with him. But yeah, so we get Netflix, we get Max Landis, we get David Ayer. Now, David Ayer, do we have to discuss him? Like, I guess we do, because you probably don't know. I'm going to have to tell you about David Ayer. Open link in new tab. We're going straight off the Wikipedia here. All right. Filmography as writer. U571. Good movie. Bon Jovi, shout out. Training Day, The Fast and the Furious. Oh my God! Wow, how's he not credited for that? Dark Blue, another good one. SWAT. SWAT's a little bit of a miss, but I like SWAT because it just has like a bunch of people in it. Samuel Jackson and what's his name? What's the crazy guy? I think he's crazy. I don't know if he's crazy or not. Colin Farrell, I'm thinking. Look, and it has, oh wow, Michelle Rodriguez and LL Cool J. Yeah, SWAT's like stacked. I don't know how that I'm sure that movie needed to be tougher, like a little harder, and it would have been awesome. But yeah, so, and then we have, so now we already see this police theme, and the Fast and the Furious, the first one, the one directed by Roger Cohen, right? Is one of the best parts of Fast and Furious is the police procedure part, especially the SWAT scene where they raid the Asian dude, like the Yakuza or whatever. Hell of a sequence in Fast and Furious. I think that's overlaid too with like Vin Diesel banging Michelle Rodriguez, and it's like a good music and all. It's the best sequence in Fast and Furious. Okay, so now we have this little bit of a run that he goes on. So we have Harsh Times, writer director. We have Street Kings, End of Watch. Look, you gotta remember, this is like post-training. So in 2001, he had Training Day and Fast and Furious, okay? Incredible year for any writer. We have Harsh Times, Street Kings, End of Watch, Sabotage, Fury, Suicide Squad, and Bright. His 2012 to 2017 run is phenomenal. End of Watch is huge in how we view modern procedural cop movies now. Like, and The Watch is becoming a seminal cop movie. It's also overrated. I'm not, or under. I don't know words anymore. It is also overlooked. It does not get enough credit. That's what I wanted to say. Then we have Sabotage, which was incredible. Nice hard movie. Like I said, he's hard and he's gritty and he's dirty. Sabotage could have had a better resolution, but like people knocked that movie, but I liked where that movie went. I liked that it was kind of like a Schwarzenegger revenge movie, and I liked the his squad in that movie. I thought they were awesome. Suicide Squad. No, I'm sorry. Now we're going to talk about The Fury. The Fury is one of the best tank movies of all time. I do have problems with some of David Ayer's endings when he's directing movies. The ending for Fury was not the ending you wanted. You wanted a tank, and the tank became a fortress by the end. But up until that movie, the characters, the portrayals, the tropes or the stereotypes that these characters were incredibly nailed, performed, written, directed, all of it. And it's got some of the best tank sequences in cinema. And then we have Suicide Squad. I backed Suicide Squad until the end. Anything post rescue of Amanda Waller is good in that movie. Again, we've seen him use expanding his range, his techniques now, like the music used in Suicide Squad. It's going to carry on. People want to say things, but no, I mean, like it definitely holds up, and will time will win for Suicide Squad. And then we have Bright. And like the one thing that occurred to me in Bright real quick was Suicide Squad ends in this like water sequence, and like Bright has a big water sequence like at the end of the movie, and I'm like, what's this guy with cops or military and darkness and bright lights and water? I'm like, oh jeez, but it shows up on film incredibly. And you know what too? You gotta keep in mind that everyone that has seen Suicide Squad may not watch Bright, and vice versa. The audience is so expansive today that you literally can have people love the hell out of Bright and never even see Suicide Squad, and it goes back and forth. But yeah, so so David Ayer, it's definitely accomplished. Like yeah, kind of. I like what he does. I like his filmography. I like his direction. I think what he shoots. I think how he works the camera. Yeah, it's definitely it's just good stuff. Yeah, and real so Netflix picked up right from the night. So Netflix paid 90. I'm just catching this on Wikipedia because I didn't do any research whatsoever. Netflix paid 90 million for Bright. Okay, I think that's a steal. That movie, just watching it, I was thinking it was 120, 130. It looked more expensive. But yeah, so the concept for Bright does come from the mind of Max Landis. It is clear as day that it's a Max Landis idea. But it is, so imagine history running parallel with the realms of fantasy. And we live in a world where we have like almost like a society where we coexist with orcs and dragons and elves and so on and so forth. I think the movies, look, we have an orc cop and Will Smith. I might have been saying Bruce Willis up until this point. Oh my god, dude, I'm sucking today. I'm just sucking today, bad. But no, it's Will Smith. I might have been saying okay. Good thing this is a getting back to it episode. But yeah, so Will Smith has a partner. The partner is an orc. Prior to the movie, some of the backstory is Will Smith gets shot in the chest because the orc cop doesn't jump on a orc suspect because they're part of the same tribe, and the orc police officer is accused of showing favorites and endangering the life of Will Smith. So the police department is against the orc. So up until this point, we had a really cool credit sequence. They're promoting the album for this movie. Cool too. It's cool to see the promotion of music and a movie again. I can't remember the last time I saw that. They used to do it all the time. But yeah, and the opening credit sequence, great music. It sets up the universe creatively in a fun way, and like just the nuggets you get while you're watching this movie does trigger that geek. The geekiness, which is you get hints and these ideas, and like they even set something up in the credits that pays off within the movie, and then they don't do anything with it. So look, that's how you rip apart a movie. That's how you know how fun watching movies is, talking about that stuff. I think everyone is on Bright, ripping it to shreds. For me, it's a watch. It's a watch strictly because of the strength of the ideas, the portrayal of the ideas, and like it kind of has really cool possibilities. And it's just one of those movies you're like, wow. I think a few years from now you're going to look back and be like, how did this get made? And it's the same. When I was watching the '80s Flash Gordon, and it's just one of those things also too, where you watch Sam Jones running around in tights on Mongor fighting Ming, and excuse me, the music, the pageantry of that movie, the costume design, the colors, the reflections. You're like, how does this happen? How does this get made? Bright is one of those movies where a few years from now, we're all going to say, how did this movie end up here? How did it get made? And by that point, Netflix will have a few Academy Awards. We always say, "Oh my God, it was like, remember Bright was like the launch movie for like the first big Netflix movie. It was kind of like their like introduction into this." And it's like, "Oh my God, yeah." And Bright is going to hit a geek trigger. It's going to hit geek nostalgia down the road. People are going to want to further the ideas. They're going to want to round out and perfect the ideas. Okay, so Bright is going to be potentially one of the most impactful first to stream movies in history, and it's going to be like one of the first big ones too, because this one is it's meant to be a blockbuster. It's swinging for the fences, and it's a big idea, and it's not lower budget. It's not a drama. It doesn't make you cry at the end like the Manchester by the Sea, but no, it is this attempt. And what we're going to see from this movie is going to be a treasure trove. It's going to be like a gold mine of ideas, and this is a part of the genius of Max Landis, is that people recognize him. Like they recognize him through his talent. They let him go. They let him set things up, and then they kind of do their best at that point. Look, American Ultra, say what you want, solid movie. Victor Frankenstein, say what you want, solid. Okay, Bright, say what you want, solid. All three of those movies can be a franchise of themselves, but they're all set up to be a single movie. We get this a lot. We get a lot of our commentators, once they want to know, why does everything have to be a franchise and a shared universe and this and that? No, everything is not a franchise, a sequel, or a shared universe. We still get movies, period. Recognize them, honor them, don't trash them. Know what they are. It's a 2-hour experience. Don't piss me off. Speaking of 2-hour experiences, so I just watched like the movies coming up to kind of shine the light on what's coming ahead. It's Valerian, the Belko Experiment, and Brawl on Cell Block 99 or Cell Block 90, the Vince Vaughn movie. Okay, we're going to discuss all of those movies because it is worth discussing. But I want to watch Bright again. I'm triggered. I am triggered in a positive way. No SJW here, kids, but I am triggered to watch this movie and to get a little deeper in the mythology and to, appreciate it. Appreciate the attempts. And look, the movie is amazingly acted. It has awesome characters. You believe there's a moment where, like, there are people being died and thrown into, like, this pit. And, dude, tense, real moment. But yeah, so I don't want to go through the story and the plot of Bright because there's not really much there. It's a partner police procedural hunt chase drama thriller that is two guys at opposing ends that have to work together, marching towards a common goal, and they, and it kind of has like a police feel, meaning that it's a little dirty. It's a little, like, again, David Ayers does dirt, but it's dirty by the end. It's not perfect, meaning with what's happening within the story. The movie itself is not perfect, but I don't know a perfect movie. I don't know one. So I sit down and I just want to lose myself. Like those girls on Saturday night. Lose yourselves. But yeah, look, everyone. This is Dream Warrior 61. Just getting back into it. We had another pause, but we are jumping back in, and it's going to be for the 2018 for Dream Warriors. Look, Dream Warriors is now on YouTube. So subscribe, find it. Just search Dream Warriors. They'll come right up. Or AKAPAD. Another known as Peter Anthony DeLuca. Check out The Pete Show. If you want to know more about me and what I'm doing, how I'm thinking about things. It's kind of like a methodology show is how I'm describing it. But it's just me talking. That's on YouTube. Find me on Insta. AKA Pad 13. You can see the schedule. You can see previews. You can get lots of artwork on there. Time-lapse sketching. Look, I'm crazy. I'm eclectic. I'm driven. I'm relentless. So I just want everyone to follow along and help me make things better. Like, tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Any women out there? No, I'm not going to say that. Anybody that wants to follow a cat, follow DiamondDallasCat on Instagram. We're going to sign off with that. I believe it or not, I have like a little editing to do with this timeline. I normally don't do editing at all. But, I got some gaps in there. Oh, maybe I'll just let it play. Maybe we'll just do that. I don't know. But look, check out Bright. Bright is worth seeing. It's worth seeing more than once. And this movie needs some adulation for it to continue. We kind of want this to continue. We want more of what Bright sets up, because it's such a unique universe, and it's just cool. I'm sorry, say what you want, you jaded geek, you jaded geek that thinks you know everything. I think people are forgetting what's cool. Cool's dead. But see Bright, because Bright is cool. All right, everyone. Signing off. Have a good day. Rock and roll. Make some bad decisions into 2018. Make mistakes. Fail. Get yourself up. Keep going. Be relentless within yourselves. No there's no guarantees in life, but keep going. I'll talk to everyone later. Dream Warrior 62. Will be Valerian. That movie everyone hates. That one? That huge movie that everybody hates? Yeah, that's a discussion. So maybe I can get someone to sit down with me for that. Maybe one of my fellow Dream Warriors will emerge from the darkness. We'll see. But look, I got stuff to do. I'm a busy guy. It's great talking to you. Catch you guys later.